strap yourself in because I've got some cracking Celtic news for you today. From Luke McCowan's game getting picked apart to a young 18-year-old who could be about to take Reo Hatate's place, all the way to Brendan Rodgers pulling off a media masterclass that's got Kris Boyd foaming at the mouth. It's all kicking off. And trust me, the last story is the big one. You'll not want to miss it, so stick with me right till the end. Massive thanks to you for helping us smash 500 subscribers, but that's just the start. With more than 2,000 views on every story, if you hit subscribe right now, we'll fly past 1,500 subscribers, all backing the Celtic. Let's prove once again that our support is miles beyond anything the Rangers could ever muster. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. Let's talk about wee Luke McCowan, eh? The lad comes off the bench against Partick Thistle, smashes one in, and suddenly you're reminded why there's a buzz every time his name gets mentioned around Paradise. He might not be a first-choice starter, but by God, he's making himself impossible to ignore. Now, here's the thing. Ian McCall, the man who first gave McCowan his shot back at Ayr United, has had his say. He's baffled that Luke doesn't dribble like he used to. Back in the day, McCowan was an absolute nightmare for defenders, twisting, turning, skinning folk alive on the wing. But under Brendan, he's more often been slotted in as a number 8, doing the graft in the middle rather than tearing down the flank. McCall even said it straight. Celtic's right-hand side has looked a wee bit light at times, and McCowan could well be the answer. He's got the pace, he's got the feet, and he's got the courage to try things that get the Celtic fan off the seat. The problem is his dribbling numbers have dropped, like the Rangers' excuses after another defeat, down from nearly 3 per game at Dundee to barely half a dribble now in a green and white shirt. Maybe it's because he's not the big fish anymore, or maybe it's just Brendan reshaping his game. But still, when you've got someone with that kind of spark, why chain him to the middle of the park? Let him loose down that right-hand side and watch defenders panic. So let me ask you this. Should Brendan Rodgers free up McCowan to be that fearless winger again, or do you think he's better off grafting in midfield? Would you rather see him taking on defenders or sticking to the tidy number 8 role? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's guy it. Lordy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Celtic cruising through to the League Cup semis with a 4-0 hammering of Partick Thistle. Easy as you like, but let's be honest, there's a bigger story brewing here than just the scoreline, and it's not just about Hyunjin Yang, Liam Scales, Sebastian Tunekti, or Luke McCowan all finding the net. No, this one's about Brendan Rodgers maybe having a massive decision to make in midfield. Reo Hatate. Now, don't get me wrong, the lad's given us some magic in the past. 10 goals, 14 big chances created last season. He was untouchable at times, but right now he looks like a shadow of himself, of wasteful on the ball, losing duels, going missing when we need him most, especially in those Champions League qualifiers against Kairat, where we just didn't get enough. It's been flat, far too flat for a player of his standard. Meanwhile, Brendan's been bold enough to trust youth already. Just look at Colby Donovan, just straight out the academy, thrown in at right back, and the boy has handled it like a seasoned pro. Calm, reliable, not scared of the occasion. So if Donovan can do it, why not Sean McArdle in the middle of the park? The lad's only 18, but he's shown he's got the minerals. Cameo appearances last season against Hibs and Aberdeen, barely lost the ball, even created a chance. And in the Challenge Cup, he's been banging them in for fun. Rodgers himself said he's got a wee edge about him, and you know that's exactly what we need. Someone fearless, someone hungry. So here's the question. Does Brendan stick with Hatate, hoping he sparks back into life, or is it time to throw McArdle in and let the young gun show what he's made of? Would you take the risk and let the academy boy loose, or keep faith with the experience of Hatate even if he's not firing? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's jai it. Loldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Oh, you'll love this one. Kris Boyd's been at it again, trying to take a swing at Brendan Rodgers. And as usual, it's backfired spectacularly. The big man's come out claiming Brendan's got more faces than Big Ben. Imagine that. Boyd giving lectures on straight talking. That's like the weather in Glasgow, accusing somebody else of being unpredictable. Now, what actually happened? Brendan was asked about Russell Martin being under fire, and instead of letting it become another stick to beat the Celtic board with, he spun it beautifully, sympathetic to a fellow manager. But quick to remind everybody that folk like Neil McCann, Barry Ferguson, and the rest of that merry band of moaners were the ones giving him pelters last season. Absolute media masterclass. And Boyd on his wee Sunsport podcast says Brendan manipulated the media. Manipulated? No, son. That's just what top managers do. He controlled the room, shifted the spotlight, and left the Blues blubbering again, while Paradise carried on as usual. It's called experience, it's called brains, and it's why Brendan's in charge at Parkhead while Boyd's stuck whinging into a microphone. So here's one for you. Do you think Boyd's bitter digs at Brendan are just jealousy talking? Or is there actually something in the idea that Rodgers is playing the media like a fiddle? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's jai it loldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts.